Okay, let's look at a change in quantity supplied. Remember, this happens as a result of a change in price. Just like in demand, when we have a change in price, right? So a change in price leads to a change in quantity supplied, okay? And just like in before, we are moving along the curve. When we have a change in price, we are moving along the curve. It's not a shift, it's moving along the curve. So again, let's look at it. You can see here the same thing happens. If we start off at $1, we're having one sandwich. But if we move to $2, we increase the price. Now they're going to want to supply 3. If they move to $3, now they're going to want to supply 4. If they move to $4, now we're going to want to supply 8. So you can see we're shifting along the curve. Everybody got that? So let's say we start off here at P sub 1 and Q sub 1, and let's say that for whatever reason the company or the firms involved in the market decide to lower their price. Well, firms don't want to make as much stuff when the price is super low because they're not making as much money on it, right? The whole point of a firm is to make a profit, not to make more revenue, lower costs. The whole point is to make a profit. And as the price goes down, they are not going to get as much from each one of the items that they're selling, okay? So if the price goes down, they're going to want to supply a lot less. Now, as a consumer, the price goes down, we want to consume a lot more. But for the producer, right, for the firm, when the price goes down, we want to sell less. Okay, so you can see, we'll call this point A. You can see when the price goes down, then the firm is going to produce less, go down to point B. If the firm or the market, all the firms in the market decide to increase the price, let's say the P sub 3, we'll call this point C. Now all of a sudden we are moving up along the curve and they're going to want to produce at Q sub 3. So the producer is going to want to produce more when the price goes up. Now as a consumer, we're going to want to consume less, but as a producer, as a supplier, right, firms are going to want to produce more when the price is high. Just like you would if you were making anything. If you were making, producing ice cream, you'd like to sell it for $10 rather than $2. If you were, selling hot dogs at a ball game, you'd prefer to sell each one for $20 instead of for $2. So this should make sense that firms want to make as much as it possibly can from each individual good or service it's selling, whereas consumers want to get as much as they can for as little as they can. So you have these two forces working against each other. But right now we're just talking about supply, and we're seeing that a change in quantity supply happens when there's a change in price, right? A change in price is to a change in quantity supplied, which is moving along the curve. And you can see it here, and you can see it here. And next we're going to learn about change in supply, where we literally get new supply curves based on outside forces, much like with our demand models.